Alright, title of the video is bro Scepter, man. Been running it up. I think you just hit 20K. Congrats, my boy. And title of the video is the art of all-nighters. I ain't gonna lie, I've been pulling a lot of those the last 3 weeks. Ever since I graduated high school, like, I really don't have to wake up early no more, for real. So like, I'm dead ass a night owl. It's not healthy. So like, I gotta get back in the gym to, like, weigh out, my sleep schedule and like still keep myself fit. So let's see.
As I'm in the process of writing the script for this video, it's currently 2:20 a.m. and I've spent the last 3 hours binge watching Bleach and slurping down an Oreo fudge milkshake as if it were Queso's last singular meal on Earth. And the situation I just described in your head is the universal phenomenon known as an all-nighter. An all-nighter is defined as an informal term for staying awake for an entire night instead of sleeping. People usually do things for all-nighters like studying, watching shows, out partying, the usual stuff. Some of you, on the other hand, spend that time doing some not-so-secretive activities. It's alright, bro. We see the bottle of lotion and tissues on your desk. That's enough for today. Everyone at some point in their lives has pulled an all-nighter before. Yes, I'm talking to you. I know for a fact you're watching this video.
I pulled one last night. What was that? I didn't see that. It was Scario 2. Appreciate the follow. Hi, man. It was good. I don't know what that means. Alright, here we go. Looney Tunes Golden Collection Volume 3. I don't know what that means, man. I don't know what that means. Alright. My fault.
Video at 3 in the morning, butt-ass naked in your Calvin Klein underwear with a bag of hot Cheetos and a large cherry Slurpee from 7-Eleven. And for the girls watching this, y'all not safe either. We all see the Chipotle bowl on your bed with your messy hair and messed up makeup. I bet you're talking to one of your friends on Snapchat right this second. That's right, everybody getting slandered today. I believe the best all-nighters require a certain set of actions and intention to truly get the best possible experience. I think the #1 thing you need for a successful all-night,
you gotta take a nap throughout the day. That's #1. You gotta build. Well, actually, no. Sometimes I could just stay up for 24 hours. It's really bad. I gotta stop. Now that I'm really thinking about it, I gotta stop. But hey, who edited the videos, bro? So like, shoot.
There is elite late night food. I remember last December, I was watching the Grand.
After streaming for you right now and stay up and edit my vlog for this week, so because I gotta get some set before I head out to New York. So I'm telling y'all, it's a grind, bro. All nighters. If you do a working all nighter, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I'm gonna be honest.
Budapest Hotel, great movie by the way. And being the broke college student that I am, and my fridge being more empty than an Arby's parking lot, I decided to DoorDash some Wingstop at 2 a.m, which is prime late night eating hours. I got garlic parmesan tenders, lemon pepper ones, cheesy fries, and a Diet Coke. I know some of you niggas immediately started salivating at the screen. I'm sorry, but you're not getting any food, bro. This shit is not leaving my plate. Gonna have to order that yourself. I don't know what it is about eating fast food late at night, but I think your taste buds legitimately get a temporary power boost during midnight.
I be too disciplined. There was one time, I ain't gonna lie, I think just last week, cause what, the NBA Finals was going on. I was this close to DoorDashing food, and I said, nah, let me make some popcorn instead. Like the clap, I don't have the clap, but bro, the discipline you gotta have, bro. Cause like I was finna get some Wendy's, bro. $11 and free delivery. I was not finna pass that up, but I never did it. I kind of regret it now. I don't got no more money. I got $10 in cash. That's it. They get rough, bro.
Night hours. All-nighters are not only spent for binge watching shows or anime though. Most people pull all-nighters to mainly study for some important tests that they have the next day. I find it so funny just how often people will literally do anything in their power to try and pull off an all-nighter for a test that they literally had weeks to study for. I think it may be a Gen Z thing, but I swear a lot of people I knew would always procrastinate till the last minute to study for some important test they had. Even the smartest kids in the grade were studying.
Cause like you just stop caring about school after a while. Especially senior year. I think once March to like beginning of April hit, kid, I ain't gonna lie, I gave up. I was looking for being real. The absolute chokehold Coco has on the corners. I don't know what you talking about, kid.
Studying the last few hours before a test or big project was due. When it comes to pulling all-nighters for something like a test, your number one asset to really get the most out of it is some super high caffeine drink to keep you awake and attentive during the night. Now, personally, I don't usually consume energy drinks or coffee like that. Yes, I know, glaze me. I always got concerned that I would get super addicted to caffeine if I ever started regularly drinking it at some point, but even I have to admit these types of drinks are some of the most essential parts of pulling off an all-nighter. The only energy drink I've consumed a few times here and there is Celsius, which actually tastes pretty good for how low calorie it is. Also, Arctic Vibe is the best flavor by far. I do not care what anyone else says. Another thing you need to complete a successful all-nighter for a test is the right music selection. Now, I'm a very big hip-hop.
Facts. Well, actually, no, it depends. Cause like, if I'm editing a video, I'm not listening to nothing else. Or I might have a show. Yeah, I used to have like a show on, like, what I have on? Like Abbott Elementary. I just started Snowfall like 2-3 days ago. I'm thinking about Lil Island, but like I don't know. I feel like I've outgrown all that stuff. Like I don't know, bro.
Pop fan, but I legitimately struggle to listen to hip-hop during all-nighters because half the time I just end up enjoying the music too much and get way too distracted. I mean, listening to Cardi and Uzi with max volume isn't gonna exactly help me pass my calculus test. This is a little basic, but I think some of the best music choices.
Like, hey, no, hitting late night jam sessions, bro. I ain't gonna lie. With these, like late night, just full blast, bro. Best feeling in the world. My ears, I ain't gonna lie. I think I've gone a little deaf. I'm gonna be honest. I've gone a little bit deaf, but I can still hear, so it's alright.
Just to listen to while studying is white/brown noise, and most importantly, Minecraft music. You really haven't experienced peak life if you've never listened to Minecraft music during 3 a.m. while staring at the ceiling. There is nothing more nostalgic than listening to Mice on Venus or Moog City while contemplating all of your life's choices and dreaming about your fruitful childhood. Which reminds me, another thing you're able to do during all-nighters is stay up to listen to a Thursday night album drop. Some of my favorite all-nighters of all time were done reacting to albums on a Thursday night with nothing but my headphones and multiple Genius tabs open. I still remember listening to We Don't Trust You back in 2024 and hearing Kendrick rapping on Like That for the first time out of nowhere. I was having I'm Dante level reactions and aneurysms during the entire album. Twitter that night was one of the greatest things I've ever witnessed in my life. Another notable album I pulled an all-nighter for was Utopia by Travis Scott. I don't think people remember just how hyped this album was back in 2023. Me and my friend were both listening to the album at the same time and actively texting each other anytime a feature came on. Like Drake on Meltdown, Young Thug on Schizo, SZA and Future on Telekinesis, and most importantly, Playboy Cardi on Fiend. Just to put into perspective.
Yeah. Yes.
The impact of this feature, Cardi, being the nonchalant, mysterious ore farmer that he is, was literally MIA for 3 years straight and was only dropping random IG photos with no hints whatsoever towards the new album. So
y'all can hear. Let me see, bro. Alright, continue.
Come to find out on Utopia listening night that there was a feature on Fiend yelling "See ya" with a deep-ass auto-tune voice that sounded like a Withered Flight reacts. I mean, you literally had some of the most legendary reactions of all time come out during this night. Gaming is the next main thing that people usually pull all-nighters for. I think specifically for gaming compared to everything else, the overall experience is way more amplified when you're playing with friends as well. For some people, nothing beats loading up a game of Valorant with a can of Monster and Popeyes while in a Discord call screaming at the top of your lungs. When Prime Fortnite was happening, me and my friends were actively staying up multiple nights running squads and trios videos while trying our hardest not to scream into our mics because something bad happened. I think pulling off all-nighters in general is way easier the older you get, because as a kid, you have to deal with curfews and restrictions that constantly hinder your ability to stay up. The most pure personification of fear that can happen to you while staying up late to play the game is one of your parents opening the door to your room and standing in the middle of your bedroom with the most intense death stare possible. And either you get the most intense ass whooping of all time, or they simply tell you to get off the game and go back to sleep. There were some days when I wanted to stay up because I was bored, but my stuff was locked away in my parents' room. So I then proceeded to start doing Ocean 11 level stealth missions to try to get my stuff back.
They took that tablet. Hey boy, I was doing everything in my power to get that bitch back, bro. I was trying to play FIFA Mobile like late at night, it's like 12 in the morning, bro. Kept catching taking my, I get that bitch. Cause it was like I had a curfew to give back all my electronics at like 8 p.m. or so. Cause I had school, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
I mean, I was literally calculating my footsteps, trying to line up my toes on the floor ridges so I could try to suppress as much noise as possible. As soon as I entered my parents' room, I was tracking both of their breathing patterns and praying like crazy that neither of them would stop snoring and instantly wake up. Even with all of those precautions, one of them would always conveniently wake up as soon as I was about to leave the room. The second I moved or took any of my stuff off the dresser, I would hear a sharp grunt and immediately knew it was GG's. Shit would be so demoralizing too. They would calmly tell me to leave and lock the door, and I would go back to my room completely defeated. In the likelihood that I was able to successfully get my stuff out of their room and sneak up back to mine, I had to then talk quieter than a church mouse and basically calmly whisper everything I said into my mic. Going back to Fortnite, during Chapter 1 Season 2, me and my friend were running duos trying our hardest to get a win because we really wanted to get the Snowflake umbrella. Keep in mind, this was our last day of the season and we were less than 5 hours away from the game going down for maintenance. And minus your occasional outliers, this was also during the time when Fortnite was still fairly new and there were barely any top tier players running around. I begged my parents to let me stay on for a little bit longer so we could keep trying to get the umbrella. This was also a school night, by the way, so I was basically asking to commit treason by staying up late on a Wednesday with school directly the next morning. But thankfully, my parents eventually caved in and told me to immediately go to bed after I was done. I think they expected me to sleep a little bit earlier than they thought, because me and my friend proceeded to spend the next 4 hours trying our hardest to get a win. Eventually, it was down to the last 3 teams, including ours. The other 2 started fighting each other, and both me and my friend waited for the perfect opportunity to third party. Once one of them got eliminated by the other team, me and my friend instantly jumped in with an RPG and grenade launcher, completely booming the last team and finally getting the win. And after seeing that victory royale,
I ain't gonna lie, I want to do a stream where I do a full squad setup and like try to catch a dub. I'm gonna give me a squad. We gonna run something
plastered all over my screen. The only thing I wanted to do at that exact moment was start yelling in joy and happiness. Unfortunately, by the time I was done, it was almost 1 a.m. and I did not want to wake up my entire house and get the craziest ass whooping of all time. Regardless, we had just achieved a 0-second shot clock level performance with only 40 minutes remaining until the battle pass ended, which is still to this day one of the best nights I've ever had in my life. Fast forwarding some years later, I eventually got to the point where in some rare instances, I would spend the whole night awake beyond the point of just a few hours after midnight. There's been some days where I stayed up all the way till the next morning, and I was able to gradually see the sun rising up and peeking behind the window curtain. You know you stayed up way too long once you start hearing the birds start chirping, and next thing you know, it's 7 a.m. in the morning and your parents are starting to wake up to go to work. The last aspect of all-nighters that I want to discuss is staying up while out in public by yourself, or
I don't know what happens either. It's just like even I had church today, I stayed up till 4. I don't know why, but I got up as if nothing. That's not healthy. I gotta stop. I genuinely gotta stop. I ain't gonna lie.
with friends. This one I have some recent experience with, because being a college student, you go to an average of like 3 parties a semester, assuming you don't spend every single day cooped up inside your dorm like a Reddit mod. I think hangouts in general most of the time eventually become all-nighters, because the average college student's sleep schedule is already so cooked, it's a miracle that some people get more than 5 hours of sleep on certain days. It also depends on the major in general. For instance,
Damn, that means I'm fried. I don't even get 5 hours of sleep. I might be fried. I ain't gonna lie. Damn. Shit, good thing I ain't living on campus.
An engineering major during his third year is going to be in eternal suffering and agony and has to constantly stay up just to study. Meanwhile, a business major is skipping down the park blasting happy music while having the jolliest smile on his face. Now, I personally don't drink, so during my first college party, I was so thirsty the entire time that my throat basically sounded like a dried up raisin, and I was incapable of talking without my throat shriveling up entirely. Eventually, me and the friend that I came with decided to leave, and being super hungry, stopped by In-N-Out on the way home. If you haven't eaten an In-N-Out burger and animal style fries at 1 in the morning with friends, you have been severely missing out. Genuinely a top 5 experience of all time. Anyways, that's all I got for today. Let me know some of your own all-nighter / overnight experience.
Like I said, after I get off stream, I'm finna put my own all-nighter. Like I gotta get videos done and stuff. Like, bro, oh my god, there's no way that video was not showing this entire time. You gotta be lying. Or am I bugging? Am I bugging? Oh, okay. I think I was bugging. Yo, bro, it's good. I hope it was showing. If it wasn't showing, bro, I'm gonna actually be mad. See, I'm tired. I might be tired. There's no way that video was not showing this entire